Now they actually have made it through New Year's Eve, and the scene has changed into Izuku's apartment. Now, ever since the dorms residents are actually mandatory for all students, it actually becomes difficult for them to visit their loved ones during the holidays, which such as Christmas and Thanksgiving. But they actually can do that, even though they actually had to be escorted by pro heroes to return home for one day, in which Izuku has told his mom about everything that he actually done ever since the pro hero license test, including the battle to save Eri and the team battle test, which his mother actually is upset and actually is in shock, in which she did tell her about Eri, and she actually sent him a letter to thank him for rescuing her, even though she was actually happy, but she actually is still crying over the fact that Izuku is still getting himself injured. And she still remembers ever since he was a kid who always copying All Might. But during the times that he was actually covered in bruises, and even though he doesn't have a quirk of his own, she still actually see him actually saw the person that he's become, in which she's no longer feel worried about that, even though the promise that she made All Might to keep, and that actually is still remembered. However, we actually met on New Year's Day where Isuku has said goodbye to his mom, and she actually still get him to text her even more, and she actually wished him luck on his internship, which she actually heard about Izuku doing the internship of Endeavor with Bakugo and Todoroki, which Hawks actually returns from the entire Deca City battle, in which he actually told him about the villains are gathering alliances, not to mention the paranormal liberation front they actually have formed, in which he actually has told him about that terrible group that's actually going to happen. And so we actually knew that whatever intel that he actually gathered for them is actually meant they're actually are getting ready for the Liberation Front. And that being said, for a coffee run is not that actually a simple thing to cover up. In which he actually had told everyone that he's actually made contact with Dobby. And that being said, he actually has made communications with him, and so he's actually act as a spy for them. But meanwhile, we actually saw Endeavor actually grease Bakugo and Izuku to his hero agency, in which he actually is terrifying. We actually greet them, but turn back to his actually turn back to his serious look, and he actually say that he's accepting them because Todoroki asked him to do, in which he actually met Isuku again, but he's not that thrilled of meeting with Bakugo. However, we actually knew that they actually told All Might during a backflash of them going to Endeavor's agency, And so they're actually going on their training for All Might's All for One, which ever since the Black Whip quirk actually have manifested, it could be a matter of time before another quirk actually pops out. So we actually knew that this quirk could be something else. And with that being said, also that Bakugo is also going with him because he shares similarities with Endeavor. So they actually share different things. And that being said, All Might had told them that if they're actually aiming to become top heroes, that they don't actually won't have their chance to fly away. And so we actually seen them walking with Endeavor, in which he actually is taking off and actually doing his hero work, in which he told them that if they actually want to learn from him, they're going to have to watch from behind. And with that being said, they're actually get their hero gears out and they're actually going with him on action. So they're actually going to disobey his orders. Meanwhile, we actually saw a Shigaraki, and he actually is flying on some bubbles that he actually flew on, in which he actually told him that the end is near, and he actually is attacking civilians, in which we saw Hawks actually told them that it's a bad timing for it actually happens. Now we're actually going to see Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki is becoming interns to Endeavor. While they're actually going to see him in action, they're also going to be doing that as well. So I cannot wait to see what's going to happen on the next chapter in the week after next week because the manga is going on break. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the manga chapter. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and like my Facebook page. Until then, this is Anime Guy Adrian here saying sign out. Laters.